Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to be here. I'll start by acknowledging I spent a lot of time watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which is where I came up for the name of the talk today, Climate Change in the Neighborhood. I'm a climate scientist by training. I've spent the better part of my career thinking about the global scale nature of the climate catastrophe. Recently, I've started to focus more inward, particularly on urban climates and in climate change in cities, particularly the city of Chicago. If you look at this map here, these are thermal snapshots of New York and Chicago illustrating the most robust feature of urban climates, which is they're significantly hotter than their surroundings. And that's a phenomenon referred to as the urban heat island. If you zoom in now just on with a satellite snapshot of Chicago, you'll notice that heat in a city is not just a monolith of heat. It's not an island of heat. It's actually a patchwork of hotspots. And though sometimes giving the name a heat archipelago, because it's really a network of heat islands within the city. And those are not just red spots on the map. Those are real communities. Those are real neighborhoods that feel higher level of heat exposure and climate exposure than those neighborhoods around them. This is a real measurable phenomenon occurring in Chicago and cities across the world. So we do need to think about climate change as a global issue, a global phenomenon. We need to think about global solutions. We also need to think about what more tractable, short-term opportunities we have to reduce heat exposure at the really local and community scale. What are the type of decisions that communities could make to reduce their climate exposure in the short term? And so with that being said, I'll acknowledge some of the work that we're doing on this, which is through a project called CROCUS, standing for Community Research on Climate and Urban Sciences. It represents a $25 million investment by the Department of Energy to study climate change within the city of Chicago at the scale that's germane and pertinent to communities and neighborhoods within the city. I'll acknowledge the team here, led by myself and Miguel Gonzalez-Smeller in the biology department, and a network of undergraduates, graduates, postdoctoral, and other faculty members. And the goals of this is to think about ways to reduce inequities of climate exposure within the city, starting at the very local scale. What would the effect of the cooling effect of a single tree be if you scale that up to multiple trees and other interventions like solar and green roofs? How could that reduce climate effects at the neighborhood scale? And then ultimately, if we start to dovetail multiple of these interventions and multiple neighborhoods, what are the opportunities we have to reduce climate exposure across the city as a whole? So I thank you again for the opportunity, and I appreciate it.